Now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey folks, Ty Cohen here, and we're back for another webinar. I'm super excited about this because we have some really cool things to share with you. I've got Anik, I've got Marty, I've got Josh, we've got the whole gang here, and we have some amazing things to share with you. As a matter of fact, Marty and Josh are going to go into a special training, and then we're going to talk about some things that are going to take place in 2020, right, this year. How do you get the most out of your Kindle publishing account, whether you've started already or if you have yet to start? So here's what I want to do. Before we jump into this, I want to do a little bit of housekeeping. I'm going to ask you guys some questions, and I want you to ask me some questions, and I want you to ask Marty and Josh some questions as they're going through this training. So the first set of questions I want to ask you is, can you guys hear my voice? Hopefully that's a yes, because I'd hate to be talking to myself right now. So give me a yes if you can hear my voice. All right, we've got Brenda, we've got Con, we've got Frida, we've got Tyrone, we've got John, we've got Barbara, David, Felicia, Angela, Joey, Elizabeth. Awesome. We've got Big, Jennifer, Tony, Connie, Marie, Ashley. Second thing I want you to answer is, can you see your screen right now? And Josh, can you just expand on the screen, that initial one? All right, so everyone can see the screen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, Tony says, yes, I can see, I can hear. Melissa, Adrian, John. Okay, perfect. All right, we've got everyone here. So now, here's the last question that I want to ask you right now before we jump into this. Where are you guys watching from? Ladies and gentlemen, where are you watching from? What country are you watching from more specifically? So Germany, France, India, the UK, Pakistan, Mumbai, Georgia, someone put in, all right, Jamaica, Orlando, Australia. We've got Calgary, Scotland, awesome. New Zealand, right, Romania, we've got Colombia. So we have truly a global audience here. We've got people in Holland and Toronto and South Africa. So Suffolk in England, South Africa, someone says Maryland, Ghana, Germany, all right, Bulgaria, Denmark, very cool. All right, so here's what I want to make note to you is that regardless of where you're at, everything that we talk about, you can do, all right? It applies to you regardless of where you are at right now. Right now on your screen, you should see the Kindle Cash Flow Live logo. And the reason why we're going to jump into this really quickly before we actually get into the training is because we most recently had our Kindle Cash Flow Live event in Maryland at the Learn Center, which is an amazing center here in the US, and we had this event back in December, so just over a month ago, not too long ago here. How many people actually heard about the Kindle Cash Flow Live event that took place in December here in the US? Let me know if you heard about it. All right, me. All right, awesome. Okay, yes, I was there, someone just says. I think that was Jay. The comments are coming by so fast, I can barely read them all that's coming in. Heard but not attended, says John. Yes, I was there. I attended virtually, says Usman. Awesome, great. So if you attended, then you guys know. Wendy says, yes, I heard, it was excellent. Absolutely, Wendy. And that's just about what I'm getting into. Jennifer says, I attended in person. So here, if you guys attended, whether you attended live or virtually, you know that it was amazing. It was incredible. And I'm not saying that just because I was part of this. I'm saying it because not only was it just a great location, like the Learn Center is an amazing place. If you guys have not been there, you definitely want to see it. But it was also great because of the staff. It was great because of the coaches. We had guys like Marty and Josh, and then we had, other team members that are part of a Kindle Cash Flow group here. We had just an amazing audience that was there that made it feel like a family event, right? And people that have attended, whether live or virtually, have gotten so much out of this that they're begging for another one. And that's what we're giving you guys. So we're giving you another Kindle Cash Flow Live event. All right, we're giving you another one. Now, here's the thing. If you want to join us, and the question should be, why would you not want to join us, regardless of what country you put in there? Because at the last event, we had people that actually joined us from Australia, people that flew in from Australia. We had people that flew in from Mexico, right, South America. We had people that flew in from Canada. We had one gentleman that actually flew in 10 hours, I think it was, or 19 hours, he said, or something like that, from Budapest, okay? We had people that just came in from all across the planet. So here's what I want you to do. If you look at your screen right now, like this is just a portion of the audience here. Look at the amazing amount of fun and excitement and just life skills that they're getting at this event. You now have a chance to join us at the next one. It's going to take place in April 25th and 26th, if I have my math right? And right now you have a chance to get in at the lowest price that you will ever be able to get in. All right, so that's correct. April 25th, which is a Saturday, and then April 26th, which is a Sunday. There's two URLs that you're going to see on your screen right now. KindleCashFlow.com/live to join us live, okay? And then KindleCashFlow.com/live-virtual to join us virtually. All right, Wendy says I'm already signed up. Great, Wendy. Good to have you on board. And we're going to jump into the actual training in just about 2 or 3 minutes, okay? So just sit tight. Wendy and everyone else that's already signed up, congratulations. That means that you guys already made it in. Here's the thing, guys. We are now about 60% sold out already. So if you do not get your tickets today, you will probably have a hard time getting access, all right? Live or virtual. So I want you guys to go and take a screenshot of the screen that's up right now. And then most importantly, go in and visit the URL of your choice. If you want to join us live and in person, go to KindleCashFlow.com/live. If you want to join us by live stream virtually, you can go to KindleCashFlow.com/live-virtual. And we will put those into the questions box as well so that you guys can actually click onto the links. So now what I want to do is we want to get right into this training. So who's going to join us? Who's going to join us at Kindle Cash Flow Live? Because here's what I want. I want you to go in and get your tickets before this webinar is over. All right? We're going to jump into the actual training now. But I want you to get your tickets now before the webinar is over because I have an extra special surprise bonus for you guys that get in right now from this webinar before we end this thing. So you have about an hour or so to make sure that you go in and get it. After that, it's too late. So do it right now. Get your tickets. And then Josh, Marty, what I want to do is I want to pass it over to you guys. I don't know if we have Anik on. Anik, are you there in the background? I know Anik is always lurking sometimes. Sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not. He's like a ghost, this guy. All right, so cool. So Anik just sent me a text, actually. So I don't know if he heard me or not, but he just sent me a text. He's going to be on a little bit later. So Marty, Josh, do you guys have anything that you want to share with the audience before we jump into the training?
Just to sort of like follow up what you were saying, guys, like just to definitely attend the live event because, you know, these trainings are amazing, but it's a completely different experience. You know, when you're there with us in person, hands-on training, you're able to ask us questions one-on-one and really get that personalized attention. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wendy says agreed. Totally
But I want to
agreed.
add something too. We really focus on giving a workshop and not just like a live event, not just only standing on the stage, but actually going around the room and helping you guys one-on-one with any kind of questions that you may have. So if you're stuck with a certain spot, if you have a roadblock in your publishing business, we're here to help you. And it's better to get that one-on-one training in person, especially when we're like right in your face, you know. And that's something I can definitely tell you a lot of people got a lot of value from that.
I agree, Marty. I think that's something that is unique to the Kindle Cash Flow Live events is you get that workshop, right? You get that one-on-one personalized training there. You get where people feel like they're actually part of, you know, a family because you guys are actually going into the audience and you're talking to them and working with them, and you're not just speaking from the stage to many. You're speaking to each person individually, and that's appreciated. All right,
Exactly.
so let us get ready to jump into the actual presentation here. Sandeep says, I have no audio. Is this live or pre-recorded? We are very much live, Sandeep. Deborah, if you guys have no audio, I guess you can't hear me right now, so it's not going to help for me to tell you what to do. But if your audio is going in and out, unplug and replug your audio device. right? There you go. All right, Josh, the floor is yours. Guys, are you guys ready to learn some amazing stuff as it relates to Kindle publishing? Let's welcome Josh and Marty, and let's give them a big hand, a big welcome. Marty, Josh, two of the most amazing Kindle publishing coaches out there. You guys are going to get a lot of value out of what they're going to share with you, I guarantee. So you want to make sure that you pay close attention and that you take notes. All right, so Marty, Josh, the floor is yours.
All right, we appreciate that, Ty. Appreciate that.
Yeah,
How's
man.
everybody doing
Awesome
today?
introduction.
All right, getting awesomes, yeses, doing amazing, doing fantastic, doing great, great, great. All right, awesome. Just before we do get started, let me see here. Okay, I'm not paused on the screen. You all can still see my screen, right? Because I switched over here.
Yeah, I see it now. You're over in Docs, it looks like. Yep.
Okay. Yep, I'm in the docs. All right, guys. So as you all know, on this webinar, we're going to be talking about how you can build a relationship with your email list, and more importantly, how you can build that relationship and also sell books. So a lot of times, you know, we publish or we'll get our book created. We're hype about it. We're excited. You know, we're ready to publish the thing. But how do we actually sell it? How do we get in touch with the people who are going to be purchasing our books on a daily, weekly, monthly, you know, lifelong basis? So what we've put together here for you all is some autoresponders, actually. So we have about 6 emails here that you can actually take and copy and paste. Some of these are catered towards romance, because that's just what we write in, but it's a universal language. So anything that we're talking about in these emails and the templates that we're going to show you, you can use them across any genre, whether that's nonfiction, fiction, you know, weight loss, fitness, thrillers, things of that nature. So just some ground rules, though, just before we do dive into it. The autoresponder goals are this. So number one, when we're building the relationship, we're wanting to send about 7 to 15 day emails, or emails within a 7 to 15 day period of time. So what that means is that day to day, over 7 days or 15 days, however long you want your autoresponder to be, you can send out 7 relationship.
Can I just interrupt really quickly? We're getting a few people who are saying that the screen, it looks very small to them. So can you maybe enlarge your text, maybe take it up to like a 14 or so?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Right. And then, guys, let us know if this helps you. I know some people are watching on mobile devices or maybe smaller laptops. So let us know if you can see it now, because we definitely want you to be able to see this. All right?
Yeah, definitely. How's that, guys?
You can zoom in the document too.
Yeah. All right, cool. They're saying that's a lot better. Someone is saying bigger, please.
Much better. Okay, cool. And I would just make it just a little bit bigger just in case. All right.
It does get said a lot. But here we go. We're good to go here.
Awesome. So second rule here, you want to focus on value over everything and connecting as a person in every single email. So not every email that you send out, you want it to be like salesy or spammy, things like that. You want to build a relationship with them. You want to let them know that you're your friend, that they're your friend, and that you're wanting to build a relationship. So number 3 here, send one-time broadcast emails of your latest work progression and valuable content and new updates 2 to 3 times a week. So what we're talking about right now is setting up an autoresponder of emails that are going to go out automatically. But in the mix of doing that, while those are sending out automatically, you can send 2 to 3 emails out that are broadcast like in live time to your email list to just further the relationship with them and add some more content. Okay. All right. So we also have here, send one email building anticipation for the new book series that you have. So before you even put your book on Amazon, you can send emails out to your email list and just let them know about the book, like chapter reviews, cover reveals, just hyping them up and building up anticipation. So when you actually do go live, you have all these hot buyers and hungry readers that are ready to purchase your books. This sort of goes into what we just mentioned. So just sending one new release email every week. Number 3 here, and we're going to show you examples. But number 3, include the PS section at the bottom of your emails. So this is to collect ARC subscribers. So as soon as they join your email list, they should be joining your ARC team as well. So that way you can automate the review process as well. And last but not least, don't overhaul them on email. So don't spam them with a bunch of emails like day in and out. You know, people will naturally unsubscribe from your mailing list, but don't give them a reason to unsubscribe. Okay? So the first email that we have,
that people are going to unsubscribe no matter what. Even if you're just sending one email a week, they're still going to unsubscribe. Not everybody's going to want to be on your list. So you're going to have to get in that mindset that people will unsubscribe no matter what. So, because I've seen in the group that some people made some posts about, you know, kind of feeling bad that they're losing some subscribers, or maybe they think they're posting a little bit too much, but that's never the case. It's just, you know, not everybody's going to want to stay, and that's okay. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Awesome. And for the people asking, ARC, that actually means advanced reader copy. So these are the people that are going to get your book in advance to review your book. It's a book term in the book world. That was a tongue twister.
So to explain this even more, the advanced reader copy, you're going to have an email list of people that get a free copy of your book. And you're going to send this free copy out to them in exchange for honest reviews. So you're going to see a lot of, if you go on Amazon, if you want to do that, can you pull up Amazon real quick? We can show you exactly what it looks like, how you can identify someone that is on someone's ARC Street team. We're going to pull up a random author. I'm sorry for the man on the cover. All right. So any review that you see, well, they would say ARC Street Team or ARC, or they received this book, a free copy of this book in exchange for an honest review. Like, boom, that's one. How many can you count, Josh?
I see 1, 2. I see, let's see, let me just go to this page. 3. We've got, just on this one page, 4. Let me see if we can spot some more. I want to assume that this is one, but she doesn't say ARC specifically, but 4 in total, just right there.
So it's a common thing among authors to have a list of people that you just give a free copy for them to write reviews on your book. It's one of the best ways that you can get reviews on your book. And I know people are probably going to think, but doesn't Amazon kind of not allow that because like maybe I had some family and friends try to put a review on the book, but it didn't go through? And if that was the case for you, it's probably because they didn't put that they got a free copy of the book in exchange for an honest review. If you put that on like in your review, Amazon will not remove it. But if you don't, then they will kind of just not allow it at all.
Exactly. And I'm just putting in the chat box for everybody. ARC means advanced reader copy, because I still see people asking. Yeah. All right. So we're going to actually take these emails and we're going to build out the automation sequence on MailChimp and tie it into BookFunnel. So you guys ready to do that? Just type yes into the chat box if you're ready to tie all this together. Yes. Adam, yeah.
Flooding in the chat.
Awesome. Get hype. Okay, so let's do this thing. So what we're going to do first of all is your prerequisites is to have a MailChimp account. We have videos inside of the Facebook group if you don't know how to set that up or if you don't have one. And we also have a BookFunnel account. That is also a prerequisite, and there's also videos in the group that shows you how to set that up. So the very first thing that you want to do is you have to tie in the API to a BookFunnel. So that's a very big word, but it's literally this simple. You will come over here to your MailChimp account, go to account, and you will go over here to extras and then API keys. I am not going to go over to this page just because it is like private information that you should keep to yourself. So you'll click here, literally you'll be on this page, you'll copy it, and then you'll paste it into BookFunnel. So I'm just going to do that real quick. So I'm going to grab the API. And then I'm going to come over here to BookFunnel, okay? So as soon as you get on that screen, you'll grab your API, and then you'll come over here. So next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to integrations. Oh, I actually have to update this plan. Let me see. Let me go here, account settings. I'm just going to upgrade this real quick, guys. So that way we can integrate it. So I'm going to select this plan. And I know you all can't see my screen. I'm just trying to hide my information here. So just bear with me just one moment. All right, awesome. So I went ahead and upgraded the plan to the integration plan. So I'm going to come over here to integrations. I'm going to add integration, choose the platform, and then we will come down here and choose MailChimp, connect to MailChimp, and then you have to sign in. So we'll go ahead and log on in. All right, awesome. So actually you didn't need the API key. I guess I was thinking about something else. So it was just that easy. You just sign into the MailChimp account and then it's integrated over, okay? So the reason that we did that was so that when people sign up to BookFunnel, they will automatically be added to our MailChimp list, okay? So the next step that we're going to take is we're going to go over to here and we're going to go to create, and then we're going to go to email. So we're going to create an automated email sequence, and we want to make sure that this is to welcome new subscribers. I'm just going to put test number 1 here for now. Click, oops, go to onboarding, sorry. Put test number 1, so test, and then begin. Now, as soon as we do this, it'll bring us over here to some templates that they have already created. So they give you 4 emails that are already set up. You have to just go inside of here and edit them, okay? So the very first email that we're going to grab from this document is our thanks for signing up email. So just to read this real quick, excuse all the romance stuff, guys. Once I said it's just romance catered, but it's universal. So anyways, thank you so much for subscribing to my mailing list to receive panty melting bad boys and billionaire men that have you falling in love. You deserve it all after all. Click here to receive your free copy of Billionaires in Paradise, a bad boy romance. Thanks. Then you'll put your pen name down here. And then at the bottom, this is the PS section that we were talking about for your art team. So at the very bottom, you're going to put here, would you like to receive my books 2 weeks in advance for free? Click here to join my art street team, okay? So I'm just going to copy this real quick. I'm going to go back over to MailChimp. We're going to click on design email. So we're going to give this a name. This is just internal use. So I'm going to just put test number 1 because we're testing. For the subject line, that is actually going to be thanks for signing up. And this is what your subscriber will see. Definitely spelled that wrong. Okay. So this is where you're going to put your author name. So this is what they will see. And then you will put your pen name's email here, whatever that is. If it's a Gmail or a domain email, you will put it there. Okay. So next, we will hit next. And then it will bring us over to this page where we can choose some different templates. Typically, I like to keep things very simple, so just simple text. So we'll click on simple text. And from here, this is where we can start editing our email, okay? So in order to edit a section, you just have to click on the left-hand side here. You can get rid of this top portion. and then click over here, and you can actually just paste this email from the document inside of there. And you all will have access to all these emails as well. So we'll edit it just a little bit. Okay. All this doesn't have to be bold. Doesn't look like it's going to give me an option right now, though. All right. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to save and close that portion. If you like what you see here, all you have to do is close it out and then save and continue. And then you have your very first email set up, okay? All right, so let me just step out of here real quick. I'm going to exit without starting. And we're going to go to audience, which should be the representation of your email list. So my audience is called I Love Kindle Books. We're going to go to manage audience, and we're going to create just a quick sign up form for the art team real quick, okay? So it doesn't have to be anything, you know, super special. It can just be a quick sign up form. So we're going to go to form builder, and all this stuff is super fast. If you all are getting value out of this, by the way, if this is helpful, just type yes into the chat box or just say this is helpful while we're going through this.
If you have any questions, you can put them in the chat box. We're answering questions in there too.
So what we'll do as soon as we come over to this page is we will click edit just to edit the text, and we will say sign up to receive Rebecca Young's books 2 weeks in advance. Sorry, I didn't like that. Sign up to Rebecca Young's art team to receive her books 2 weeks in advance in exchange for an honest review. Just want to be transparent here, okay? So we will do that. You can get rid of this stuff down here. Where is it? There we go. Delete, delete. The only thing that we really want to collect is the name and the email, guys. So you can get rid of the last name. It's not important. So first name and email, okay? And then you can move it and adjust it how you want it. So you'll save this, and then what you'll do is you just grab this link up here. You can paste it into here to test it, and this is what your reader's going to see. So it's nothing fancy. It's just a one-time click. They're going to click on that and then sign up to your list, okay? So I'm going to exit out of here. I'm going to go back over to the campaign section. And to locate that campaign that we were just working on, you'll want to go to ongoing, or sorry, all, because it's a draft right now, and then go back to edit. All right, so I'm going to just go back into this first email, design it, and I'm going to tie in this art team. So they're going to click here, hyperlink it, boom, done. All right, so second email, guys, we're going to go to design email, and we're just going to look at it. Were there any questions you needed to answer, Marty?
Okay. I'm going through the chat.
Okay, awesome. So second email, guys, this will go out actually like immediately after. So like as soon as they get that first email, they're going to receive this email like right after. And no, it's not spammy. We just want to make sure that we're showing them as much stuff as we possibly can to get them into our sequence at the end of the day, okay? So I'm going to copy this email, and we're going to read it when we paste it into here and talk about it. So once again, test number 2. Let me see, what was that? Subject line. Oops, before I forget, okay. Oops. Before I forget. Ignore my typing. So Rebecca Young And then we'll just go to next. Oh, whoops. Oh. Okay. So we'll go to next. And then it's literally just rinsing and repeating, guys. So we'll go over here to simple text. And then you'll just go through and then you'll just edit it on up. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this top portion. Go over here and copy it in. Edit it to my liking. And boom, we're done. So just looking at this email, I saw that you joined my mailing list and wanted to make sure you receive the full experience of me being an author, with me being as an author. I forgot to mention that you can join my secret Facebook group, Rebecca Young's Reader Group, or whatever your group name is, and then you can hyperlink this portion here so they can go click on it. Okay. The next portion, this is where I will host the hottest contests, giveaways, and exclusive book updates, so don't miss out on the fun. So you're letting them know and giving them some sort of incentive to join the group and letting them know what they are going to get in the group. If you need anything, you can send me a quick message, or we're giving them a point of contact now, letting them know they're not alone. And then, all right, enough of that. Get back to the naughty bad. Let's get back to the naughty bad boys. And then at the bottom here in the PS section, once again, this PS section is like real estate inside of your email. So make sure that you do include it with different stuff that they can click on or some sort of call of action. You can also like my fan page by clicking it here for more updates and new releases. So what we're doing right now, guys, is getting as many people into our group, letting them know that they can contact us, and then also letting them engage on our Facebook fan page by giving it likes, maybe sharing it around, and possibly even purchasing any of the books that we have posted in those areas. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and close out of that. I'm gonna hit save and continue, and then we are off to this next email here. So who would you choose? As much as I love writing, I spend more time reading different authored book worlds filled with sexy alpha males and happily ever afters. So two of my favorite authors right now are Jason Lee and Mariah Hart. These are just random names. So what we're doing here is we're including authors that we found on Amazon in our genre and sending it to our email list. And we'll make that make sense in just a moment. Jason's book is called Alphas in Love, a billionaire romance, and Mariah's is called Young Love, a bad boy romance story. I've got to run, though. I just wanted to drop some naughty boys on you real quick. What authors and books do you read? Thanks, Rebecca Young. Okay. There's no PS section right there. So what we're doing, guys, is we're telling them about other authors, and this gets a little deeper, but when you're sending out other authors to your email list, there's a good chance that you can pop up in there also bots by including them in your newsletters, because readers are going to be clicking back and forth between their books, from you being the source, introducing them to these authors. And let me just pull up the also bots real quick, just in case somebody has seen that. But on Amazon, whoops, there is a section on here called customers who bought this item also. So if you show up right here on that author's page, I mean, if they're in your genre, it's a good chance that you're tapping into their audience by sending their books out to your email list and just building that extra engagement in real estate for yourself there. Okay, so just a little trick that you can do with your sequence. I'm gonna go ahead and take this and just paste it over. Once again, do this, and this will be the last one that I do, and then we're just going to set it up or talk about the emails and then just copy and paste all this stuff in. So we'll go to next. Oh, did I forget the subject line? All right. So next, simple text. Y'all can see this is not hard whatsoever, right, guys? It's not hard at all. Just copy and pasting and cutting some stuff out. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. All right. I'm going to just save and close that and save and continue. All right, let's go back over here and just talk about some of these other emails that we have. So subject line, want to know something personal. So I'm laughing my butt off right now because I'm rereading this story I wrote, and it's bringing back how I even began writing it into a book. All right, the short of it is I was in the gym training, just punching on the punching bag when Mr. Perfect came and ruined it all. He was an up-and-coming professional boxer that had me candy wrapped around his finger. Can't believe I wrote this. Around his finger with his bad boy attitude and seductive looks. So I thought anyways. Anyways, long story short, we dated for a while when he turned out to be very well off, owning a couple companies of his own, but we didn't work out because he was a dog. And those three letters, you could sum up our relationship. So I asked myself, well, if he wasn't a dog and we worked out, what would have that looked like? Well, if you read my book, Boxing for Love, a sports romance, then you know the story is based on a real life experience with a funny twist. If not, you can click here. So what we did in this email, guys, is we sort of like told them a story to sort of wrap them up in this book right here, whether they've read it or not. You know, if they read it, maybe they'll want to go reread it based off of this right here and having this information. And if they haven't read it, now they know the backstory to why this book was created. And that will incentivize them to go to go get the book for free. That will lead them to other books as well. All right. Let me see here. All right. And going to this email here. And is this making sense, guys, real quick? The stuff that we're going through right now? Is this making sense, like why we're setting up these emails or why we're even doing this in the first place?
Let's answer some questions in the chat box.
I want to make sure everybody understands.
Okay.
Yeah, and
So
then
one is, okay, how do I get...
what do you got? And then
go ahead.
guys, if you're who's lost, who seems to be lost here? If you are, let us know right now in the questions box. Give us a big me. Right, because in part what we're doing here is once you start to publish Kindle books, a great way to continue to increase the sales is just by being able to build up your email list and then notifying those people that are on your list of when new releases are available. Does that make sense? All right, so how many people want to go over the basics of Kindle publishing and then see how this ties in? So let us know really quickly. All right. All right, so what we can do is, let's do this. Got it, perfect. All right, so can you guys go over the basics really quickly of Kindle publishing? Will that be, or do you want me to jump in and grab it?
No, absolutely. Absolutely. It's my favorite part, so we can totally do that.
All right, cool. So let's do that. And then for you guys that are a little bit more advanced, then we can have another training where we go into this stuff here. All right, so we'll go into the basics really quickly here.
So starting with the basics, guys, of just, you know, if you don't even have like a book idea or like anything like that, you know, finding your niche, you have no idea like what your niche is about and you're trying to come up with your book idea, the first place that you would start is on Amazon.com to begin your research. Does that sound like that's more up you all's alley, starting the research side of things right now? Awesome. Yeah, yes, awesome.
We had long time just to find the chat window. So yeah. All right, so yes. All right, awesome. So guys, we're gonna go into the basics of how do you get started, how do you go in and do some research so that you can find a book that actually sells really well. You start making some money from that, and then the next step would be what Marty and Josh are talking about, and that is building up your email list so you can now multiply that even more so. So Josh, go ahead.
Awesome. So first step, guys, is coming over here to Amazon.com. And then your next step would be to go into the top left corner here, guys, and click on these three lines. So after we click on these three lines, what we'll do is we will go to Kindle e-readers and books. And then we're going to drop down to Kindle books. And the reason we're doing this, guys, is because we want to make sure that we are publishing a Kindle book and doing our research in the Kindle store, since that's what we will be publishing. So as soon as we get over there, guys, you will come over here and you'll see a bunch of different categories. So you'll see arts and photography, children's ebooks, health, fitness, and dieting, and so on. So we're going to click on health, fitness, and dieting. Okay. Now, as soon as we do that, guys, what we're going to want to do is niche down even further into a subcategory. So what we did was just clicked on the main category, which was health, fitness, and dieting. And now we have these subcategories over here like diets and weight loss, exercise and fitness, nutrition, and so on. A subcategory is nothing more than just a smaller niche or part of the marketplace. Think of it that way. So what part of the marketplace do we want to focus on? Let's go to diets and weight loss. Now, as soon as we click on one of those subcategories, the research part of it begins. Now, the criteria for this will be, let's go over to the top 100 first of all. In order to find that category, diets and weight loss, what we're going to do is click on some of these books, and we're going to go down the book page to the sales ranking to see if we can locate the category. So we see we're on the Kindle version. We'll come down the page. Okay, it's not here. We're going to go down a little bit more. All right, so we have weight loss and diets. All right, so as soon as we get to the category that we wanted, which is weight loss and diets, we'll be brought over here to the top 100. Now, in the top 100, before we get started, there is a special criteria. So the first book must be 2,500 and below. Okay, so 2,500 and below. And the 100th book in this category must be 25,000 or higher. 25,000 to 50,000 being a sweet spot. So what do those numbers mean? Those numbers mean if they match up to those numbers right there, below 2,500, or the 100th being 25,000 or higher, that means the entire category is selling and that we can potentially put a book over here and do exceptionally well. Okay? So let's put that to the test. We'll go ahead and click on the very first book, 7-Day Apple Cider Vinegar Cleanse. And we will see that this does match the criteria. So it is below 2,500. And the number that we want to pay attention to, because there's a few of them here, guys, is the one that I have highlighted right now. This is what you want to pay attention to, okay? So it's below 2,500. Now, we're going to go back to this page that we were just on, so the top 100, weight loss and diets. And we're going to go scroll down the page, and we're going to go to the second page. And we'll scroll down a little bit more, and we will click on the 100th book. Okay? So when we click on the 100th book, we will now come down here and see if it holds. So boom, actually guys, I mean, this is a pretty hot category right here. I must say, y'all might want to take note of this and jump on in this thing. There's a lot of people here, but the 100th book though, weight loss and diets, guys, we found a hot category just that fast. So this is the 100th book in weight loss and diets, and it's actually 25,000, like right there, spot on, okay? So that is how you begin your research, guys. As soon as you do that and you find that the category is hot, you want to start looking at different authors. But before we move to that, did that make sense, guys? Did that research portion make sense of how we began our research and found that book in that category? Yes, yep, great, yes. All right, awesome.
So, God, just going over this one more time. The very first book in the category, 2,500 and below, that the lower that number, the more money is flowing in that category. The 2,500 or the 100 book in that category is 25 and up. The higher it goes, the less competition. The lower it goes, the more competition.
And I'm just putting the criteria inside the chat box for you all as well.
So if you see a category that's ranked number one, let's say number one is 23. That means there's a ton of money going in that category, like so much money, millions is going into that category. But then you look at number 100 in that category, and you see that they're ranked like 500. This also shows that this category it just has so much money going into it, but it has such heavy competition, and it's not ideal for us to really jump into that category because a category that has that much competition means you're going to have more marketing effort, more money, in the email list to really compete with all these other authors in that category. And that's
Exactly.
why we want to find like that nice spot where it has money flowing into the category, but not too much competition. And the sweet spot is 25,000 to 50,000. That's the sweet spot. Now, so Josh, if the 100 book is over 50,000, what are we gonna do?
We're going to come up here to the second page. I mean, the first page again, and then we're going to look at the top 5 authors in that category. Let me see. I'm going to pull up the very first 5 books in this category.
We're going to be going over this at the workshop too, guys. We're going to really be walking around the room, going over this, helping people find categories and helping them really get started with this, because finding the right category is like the foundation of this business. You know, it's the very first step. It's like you got to find the right category so you can rank very well. And so the algorithm, Amazon's algorithm, can promote your book. And that's what we want.
Exactly. And just speaking about that real quick, Marty, just to come back over here for a second. Just what Marty said, we're going to be going over all this stuff at the live event, guys. So I'm seeing the chat box. I'm seeing what you all are saying right now. 1 second. Something just happened to my screen. There we go. Can you all see my screen again?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, cool. All right, you see the slides, right?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So yeah, like he was saying, we're going to be going over this at the live event, guys. So make sure you go over to www.kindlecashflow.com/live, or if you want to attend virtual, www.kindlecashflow.com/live-virtual, guys. Like, we can't stress how important it is to literally like be at the event. Like, just the training that you're getting right now, it's so much better. When you're in person, you can work with us like one-on-one, and we can crouch down, you know, get over your shoulder behind the computer, actually touch the computer and point at where you need to be going. This last one that we had, so many people got value out of it. I know you can see all the smiling faces like on the screen right now, but you really don't want to miss out on that right there. It's a huge opportunity to meet us in person and really get your book up there and publish and start making money from this thing, guys. So let's do this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I kind of have to agree with what you just said, Josh. And Anik, are you there? I know Anik was trying to come in at one point. I don't know
Yes,
if
sir, I'm here.
All right, awesome. So Anik's there. So Anik, you were at this live event. We actually had it at your Learn Center up in Gaithersburg, Maryland. It was an awesome event. We had a ton of people who had just a really good time. And more importantly, they walked away with a business model that they can go home, apply, and start to get results with. And a lot of people actually started to get results right there at the workshop. So, Anik, what do you have to add to that, if anything?
Yeah, listen, I loved it. We've done so many events here at Learn, whether at the center or just, you know, at hotels. And I can tell you the kind of feedback that these students had, the amount of face time they got with the coaches, with you, the amount of questions they got answered. It was just absolutely amazing. Talk about building passive income using a tool that's still in its early stages. I mean, Kindle, this is the future. This is where everything is going. So it was such an honor to be able to host everybody and your amazing team, and then to see just the feedback of students getting results, students walking away with their entire business plan done, with knowing exact steps, knowing how to find the right outsourcers, walking away with research already done, their topics and everything. So we're excited to be bringing you guys the next Kindle Cash Flow live here in in April. So I'm curious because we do have limited seats, and I know that Ty, you're giving a discount to people right now who join, but then the price goes up very soon. So one question I have, type in and listen to the question before you actually respond to it. Type in the number 1 if you're considering coming and being here part of the live event, or number 2 if you can't make it live and you're considering the virtual. Just trying to get a gauge, because we're going to have a lot of limited seats here. And so we've got quite a bit of 2s, and we've definitely got a lot of 1s pouring in as well. The reason I want to push you to really being here live and just hear me out on this. So right now we have seats available, but what's going to happen soon is that we have a big launch for Kindle Cash Flow coming up in February, which means we're going to be bringing in a ton of students right towards the middle of February. I think it's like the 24th or some day. I can't remember exactly, 19th, 22nd, something like that, where we're going to have a bunch of new students come into Kindle Cash Flow, where we work with them and teach them virtually. And so having that event at the end of April, we're going to sell out. I mean, the seats are going to be gone. And so I'm really encouraging everyone to get in and get your seat saved to be there physically before that, because otherwise you're going to lose out your seats. Plus, not to mention, prices are continuing to go up. So, and then virtual, it's the same thing. If you want to, if you just physically, look, first and foremost, let me push this, because a lot of people said too. I know a lot of people, I understand travel, I understand leaving your family, I understand jobs, I understand, airfare, hotels. And so initially, without pushing yourself, your reaction might just be like, I'll do the virtual. I'll just, the content is what's important. And that's true, but it's also not. I'm telling you one thing right now. You need to be there live if you can. It's a completely different ballgame. The networking, the connection, the ability to ask those questions, get those answers live right there. It's unmatched. So if that means you have to push yourself a little bit, if that means you have to go a little bit out of your comfort zone, how many of you are willing, type in me if you're willing to at least consider that push, where you push yourself, you agree to at least having that extra push, the thinking through it, and not just jumping to the virtual solution because it's the most convenient. I really want you to be there live. I'm telling you. But for some reason, if you just absolutely cannot, we make the virtual available to you. Then make the decision today, because I'll let Ty tell you. But I believe, Ty, if I'm not mistaken, the price of the virtual is also going up very soon. So just so you guys know, when you do the virtual, you get the recordings afterwards. You are there the entire day watching all the sessions. You get to listen in on all the questions. And you are getting A to Z, front to back walkthrough of the entire system and what's latest and what's greatest. Josh, Marty, Ty, all of them come up and they reveal everything they're working on. So it's pretty amazing. It is absolutely amazing. I encourage everybody to be a part of it, 100%. Without doubt, don't even think about it. Go to kindlecashflowlive.com/live or kindlecashflowlive.com/ kindlecashflow.com/live or kindlecashflow.com/live-virtual. The URLs are on your screen. Don't wait. Don't even sit around thinking about it, because it's that important. We wouldn't do it if it wasn't that important. So anyways, yeah, Ty, I'm excited, man. I really am excited to be a part of this, to have learned, get to participate in what you're creating.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we've got people that are talking about joining, and some that have already joined. So I see Prince has said he's in, and everyone else. So Kate, this is actually in Gaithersburg, Maryland. So this is where you'll be joining us. You'll be coming in live. You'll be taking part of this, and it'll just be an awesome experience. And as Anik did say, the ticket prices for both the live and the virtual event are going up shortly, okay? So right now you're getting in at a massive discount. You're actually getting it at the lowest price that you'll ever be able to get it. All right, so it's kindlecashflow.com/live. And if you want to join us virtually, kindlecashflow.com/live-virtual. And again, guys, the live event will take place in Maryland, Gaithersburg, Maryland. So I see a few people have asked that as well. I want to actually just really share a quick video, Josh. If you can just send me the screen really quickly, and then I'll pass it back to you. I want to show you guys what took place at the last live event. All right, it's a quick snippet here, and take a look at this. So we had people that were just having a ball here, and I'm going to pass it back to you. And, it was just an amazing event, lots of fun, lots of people having just a great time. and more importantly, people just really changing their lives, right? Just getting a passive recurring income stream in place and getting a stream of income that makes it easy for them to spend more time with their family, spend more time with themselves, spend more time giving back and contributing to society. So we definitely would love to have you live or virtually at the next event. All right, so now what we're going to do, Josh, the screen is yours and the presentation is yours. Guys, if you have any questions, I'll be in the background. Marty will be in the background. We'll be answering your questions, and I'm posting links to both the live and the virtual in the questions box so you can click onto them and join.
Awesome.
There's actually one thing I do want to add. Other than the workshops, we're actually adding more workshops. So if you already went to the very first one, there's going to be more workshops. And we're actually going to be discussing something that we never even talked about before, is audiobooks. It's actually the next big thing. And right now we're probably 2 years ahead of the market, of the whole wave. And we're going to be teaching it. So you guys are going to be some of the very first people to really know this information, how to get into audiobooks and really cash out super hard, because as we know, the future is heading more towards like audio. It's getting more popular. You see podcasts, everything is just becoming more popular. Like your phones, you see Siri, and your televisions have audio function, and even your refrigerators. Like that's crazy how a refrigerator can probably just say something to you now. So that just shows like our audio functions are really growing for the future, and we're going to be really teaching you how to change your ebooks into audio format so you can get on that wave and get ahead of the market and the crowd that's going to be coming, like ahead of the competition. So you really want to be there for that, because that is just some juicy information you don't want to miss out on.
Exactly. Delicious. All right. So real quick to answer your question, Patty, what does 25,000 to 50,000 mean? I would think the higher the number, the more sales. So no, on Amazon, the lower the sales ranking, actually, the lower this number right here. Oh, okay. Lower this number right here is the better your position in the Kindle store. So the higher this number is, you're probably doing pretty bad. You know, if you're in the millions, the book, you can guarantee that book's not selling like whatsoever. So after we have found that, though, after we've done the first book and then the 100th book, what we're going to do then is we're going to start looking at these books and dissecting what makes these books bestsellers, why are these books selling inside of this category, and all that good stuff. And the best way to do that is actually opening up these book pages and then just checking them out. So one thing that we do recommend that you actually like get the books in some genres. Some of them are like 99 cents. You know, if they're in Kindle Unlimited and you sign up for like Kindle Unlimited, I think it's like $10 a month. You can get all the books for free, but it's just for research purposes. So it's really, really good. You can also click inside of here, though, if you opt not to purchase the book, and just look inside and just see what their cover is about, see what they have in the front of their books. You know, how are they positioning this stuff? It looks like they have a free book inside of here where they can build up their email list. You can click here to sign up. This might be something you want to consider putting in the front of your book if they're doing it. It looks like it's beneficial. You can see that the way that they have formatted their book, their title, subtitle. You can look at their introduction. Really, you're just looking at the front matter to see how they have formatted this and see what content they're including in the front of this book. Same thing over here. You can click here and then just go into the book. I've got a laggy from me. Yep, go into the book and then just see what they have inside of this book. See what they have in the front of the book, guys. What are they including inside of here? How is it formatted? You can see this author did a little something different. They put a background on their table of contents. There's no right or wrong way of doing it, but what you want to do is click through these books and see what the trends are. See what is consistent. How many people have these opt-ins or these free books that they're giving out in the front of their books? How many people are formatting this book this way, okay? Other things that you want to look at outside of just the book itself, like inside of the book, is the pricing as well. You want to look at the pricing. You want to pay attention to the book covers themselves. You know, what kind of elements do they have? You want to pay attention to these titles. What is the title telling you? Is it visible? Like, will I be able to look at this title and just automatically assume what this book is about? It looks pretty clear to me. You know, they have vinegar on the cover, apples around it, apple cider vinegar cleanse. Same thing over here with this book right here. So it's Weight Watchers New Complete Cookbook. If I was on the Weight Watchers diet, this would probably appeal to me. It has over 500 delicious recipes. I'm looking for recipes. Even more, I'm looking to, you know, cook this in my own kitchen right here. Healthy meals. That's exactly what I'm looking for. So the point that I'm driving, guys, is you want to pay attention to this is because you want to make sure when you're making your title that it makes sense. Your title matches up to your cover matches up to your book's content. Even down here with your description as well, you want to make sure that all this content ties in. Let's see here. Any questions about that, guys? Does that make sense so far? How we're analyzing these book pages? Lisa, do we have to have our own photos for the recipes? It would be good if you had like your own pictures for it. You could outsource it to someone else and have them maybe take pictures of the meals or create it for you. That'd be a smart way of doing it. Makes sense. Awesome.
Pull up some stock image site.
Say it one more time. I didn't hear you.
Can you pull up some stock image sites?
Yes. Yes.
To see where they can get some free pictures from, or some purchase one.
So this is one here, pixabay.com. You can come over here. You could type in, actually, you could probably type in fruit. Let's say you had a recipe book about fruit. These are some royalty-free images that you could use in your book. What's the other one? Deposit photos. This is more of a premium website where you have to pay for some of the pictures, but it's totally worth it to have like unique pictures that you can use inside your books, on your covers, or you know, images just inside of your book so that nobody else has them.
And then there's Unsplash.
Yeah, there we go. I was just thinking about it. Like, what is that website called? There we go.
I love this site. It has such high quality photos on here, and they're free.
All right, and then Keith, do you have to go to Fiverr for your cover designs? You can go to Fiverr for your cover designs. Absolutely, you can do that. Okay. So other things that we can pay attention to, guys, and this is actually sort of like the meat of like this alone can create a book for you, okay, is the review section. Okay, so we've actually created books out of just the reviews themselves because the readers will tell you exactly what the book is about. They will literally, pick apart the plot and tell you what happened from book 1 all the way to book 10 if there's that many books in the series. They'll tell you about the characters, the themes, the excitements, what they did like about it, what they didn't like about it. How is that helpful to you? Well, what you can do is you can take that information and create a book now that is not perfect, but close to it. So you're cutting out all the stuff that they didn't like from that book. You tell your writer or yourself if you're writing the books, you know, don't include that stuff in the book. The stuff that they do like, include that. The stuff that they wish they would have seen more of, give them that so that you're better than that last author. And more so, in doing that, we look at the reviews because everything that we do is based off of modeling. You know, we don't want to come up with new ideas or concepts. I don't want to look at this, you know, 7-day apple cider vinegar cleanse and, you know, come up with something completely different. I'd want to come up with maybe like a variation of this or something that would remind my target reader of this author. And, you know, when they go and read my book, it reminds them of them. So that way that they naturally purchase my book. Did you have anything to add to that, Marty?
No, that was actually perfect.
Okay, cool. Patty, is there any guidelines to using a pen name or regulations? Not at all. It's actually very common practice. You know, some of these guys right here use pen names. Stephen King, you know, he has a pen name that he uses. I can't remember off the top of my head what it is, but I know he has various pen names as well. What other questions do you all have about this process right here? Just analyzing like the book pages. This is like
I
the
would
good.
like you to go through and find like an opt-in to kind of show them how what we were talking about in the very beginning connects with what we're doing here too.
Perfect. So just inside of a book, right?
Yes. So
All
how
right.
are they connected? Like why were we writing autoresponders for emails?
All right, perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on this book, guys, and we're going to look at the look inside. And we're going to see that this author right here has a free book opt-in. So as we were discussing earlier, so like the emails and stuff like that, this is sort of like where the relationship begins right here. So as soon as they click on this, and you can see they're offering a free book. Well, it depends on your genre. If you're in romance, you can offer like a short story or a novel. If you're in nonfiction, like let's say, I don't know, social media or health, fitness, and dieting, you could offer up like 15 recipes to your audience, or like 15 social media tips to boost engagement, something along those lines that will be valuable content for them to sign up. So you'll click there, and then they'll be brought over to this page so they can then sign up, give you their name, last name, email, all that good stuff. And then like we were doing before with the emails that we were setting up over here, setting up these autoresponders, as soon as they join your email list, this is what they're going to get. So you're kind of removing yourself from the process. So you could be out doing whatever. You could be at the beach. Ideally, that's where you probably want to be, or wherever you want to be, and have these emails like sending out automatically as people are coming up over here to this, where did it just go? To this book page right here, and signing up automatically to the email list. So I hope that makes sense, like how that ties in right there.
And then whenever they sign up, their email goes to the autoresponders, and that's what we were setting up. So it's email that you already set up that gets sent out automatically. So you set it up one time, and it's, boom, you're done. So that's what we were showing in the very beginning. I hope that makes sense for everybody.
All right. So we just covered pretty much like how to identify your niches, how to determine, whether they're hot categories and things like that with the criteria that we gave. And then after that, we went into like the next step that would be actually looking at these authors, picking apart their books, their covers, titles, description, what is making them catchy, looking at the look insides, and seeing what the trends are. Seeing how many people have these opt-ins and what you can include in your book, or what kind of twist you can put on it to make it similar to that. We also looked at the price over here, and we took a look at the reviews as well, which will, like we talked about, pretty much determine the plots for these books, or how we can create books just like these two. Let's see, what other questions do we have here? Because after this, we would be jumping into more so after you have like your topic and things like that, what you want to talk about, actually getting the book written, outsourcing it, or writing the book yourself. So are there any questions though about this process, about analyzing the book page, why we did it, why this is important, or anything that you just need extra clarity on?
So there's a couple questions in the chat box right now. So do you create your book page first and then link to your AR? So I think you meant ARC. So yes, you're going to create your book page first, and then you're going to be linking them over to your emails and stuff like that. So how do you create an email list or the offer on Amazon? So that's kind of what we were showing in the very beginning. We created on MailChimp, and then we hooked it up with BookFunnel. And Josh, can you open up the book real quick?
And while Josh is doing that, I think Yummy has a great question. So Yummy says, can anyone at any age do this? I'm 15. So to answer your question, my son Tyler is 15, Yummy, and if you are in the Facebook group, we actually have a training where I go over, actually it's a 4-week training where I go over with Tyler what he's been doing this past summer to get his digital publishing account to the point where he's generating about $3,000 a month. All right, and he's 15, guys. So do you guys think that if a 15-year-old could do this, you can do this? What do you think? Yes or no? It's super, super, super simple, all right? And that's exactly what we'll be talking about at the event, all right? There you go.
So I went ahead and opened that
Yeah.
book party.
Yeah, you'll find the videos that Todd was talking about in the course. It's in the members area, so you can definitely check that out. Yeah, so Josh opened the book, and this is where you will put this, like you will have like a link here. So if you click that, it will go over the book funnel. So you can just click it real quick. And boom, this is where they sign up. And whenever they sign up, that email gets sent over to your email service provider. In our case, we're using MailChimp. And then that's when the autoresponders will hit. So you're talking to them, but you're not really talking to them. It's like it's already set. It's automated. And then you can tell them like, hey, join my my Facebook, like my Facebook page, buy more of my books and stuff like that. Is the autoresponder email explaining Kindle Cash Flow University? Yes, it is. You can check it out in the Authors in the Circle and go to the email marketing section. You'll find it in there. Let's see what else we got.
Yeah, what else do we got?
Are all your emails in BookFunnel? So we collect all the emails with BookFunnel, yes. Oh, no, so I see your other question that you typed down here. So all emails in BookFunnel are not MailChimp. So BookFunnel is just to capture the email and it sends it over to MailChimp, and that's your email service provider. MailChimp will store your emails. So BookFunnel captures it and MailChimp stores it. And then you will talk to them through MailChimp. Do you get any commission for Kindle Unlimited customers buying for free? Yes, you get page reads. When you enroll your book in Kindle Unlimited, it says free on there, only if they have the Kindle Unlimited subscription. And whenever they get your book and they start flipping through the pages and reading it, you get paid per page. Now, the amount payout for every page is different every single month, so I don't know exactly what it is right now. I'm going to have to go to Amazon and do the research for it. But you do get paid per page whenever you enroll in Kindle Unlimited. So what do you use to get the email sign up to the preview page? BookFunnel.
I see Shannon here. How do you track that people are actually reviewing your books, not just getting copies for free? It's kind of hard to track them exactly. We just try to give away as many copies as we can and then send it out to our list. You'll see some statistics like on your ARC list when you're actually sending the email out, like people that opened and actually clicked on it. But outside of that, people are going to be people. You know, you can't force anyone to do anything. All you can do is give them to sign up for your main objective, which was to get a free book in exchange for a review, and hope that they do it. But the way that we teach things, the way that you build the relationship out, trust me, you'll have no problem getting tons of emails on your books.
So Jay asks, is BookFunnel free? So it's actually $10 a month for the cheapest option. And MailChimp, you can start off for free.
Yeah. What else do we have?
BookFunnel also can be integrated with SendLane. Yes, you can use it with any email service provider. So if that's MailChimp, Aweber, SendLane, GetResponse, any one, you can use it.
All right. So now you guys know how to do the market research here, right? You know how to go in and find out topics that are good ideas to go after. What's the next step here? So what do you think is the next step? How many people would consider writing their book themselves? Put a 1 into the chat box if you would go in and consider writing your book yourself. Put a 2 in if you would prefer to outsource it and have someone else write it. All right, so we've got some ones, 1 and 2, both nonfiction and fiction. Okay, pretty cool. All right, so how about if I just cover really quickly, maybe I'll take over for a second and cover outsourcing really quickly. Would you guys like to see that? How do you go in and get your content actually outsourced? All right, let's see if we get enough votes here. And then after that, yes, the next step would be to go in and start to make your book available. So I'm going to show my screen really quickly. I got a ton of tabs open here. All right, so let me know if you guys can see my screen. You should see what says Guru up at the top here. All right, so yes says Veronica, Mark says yes, Beverly, awesome. All right, cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go into this and we're going to show you, once you have your idea, you've done a market research, you know that it's a decent idea, right? So we're going to go in and we're going to look at, so here's how I do this. So we're going to go in and look at some posts that are up here. So I come over to Guru. I mean, you can do this anywhere. You could do it on Upwork. You could do it on Guru. There's a ton of different freelancing sites that you can go over to and actually hire people, really qualified people that can write about any subject, whether it's fiction or nonfiction, right? And put into the questions box, what would you be publishing on Amazon? Would it be fiction or nonfiction? Let me know really quickly here. All right, fiction or nonfiction? And then I'm going to get into some of these. So take a look at some of the topics here that I'm looking to hire outsourcers for. So this would be a variety of fiction, right? Actually a fiction series. These are a variety of books here. This would be a 25-page report on becoming a writer, right? So this would be nonfiction. Here we have another nonfiction topic. Here we have, let's see, this is science fiction, right? And then we've got children's stories. So that would be the fiction stuff there. And then we have mystery thriller stories there as well. All right, so Clint has it. And Clint, I love your question. I'm going to get into that, right? But first I want to ask you guys a question. Which of these posts do you want me to go into and just explore a little bit more in detail and show you how I go in and set these up? And while you guys are answering, would it be mystery thriller? Would it be fiction? Would it be, well, I guess that doesn't matter, right? Science fiction? Would it be children's stories? Would it be a mystery thriller post? Would it be keto dieting? Would it be a report on writing? A report on rioting would be very interesting, but that would probably not sell. All right, so Clint says, Ty, why don't these writers, the freelancers that you're hiring, sell the content on Amazon's Kindle platform themselves? Well, the answer is because there's some people that are just interested in just being a writer, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. That's totally fine. They're not interested in trying to monetize this. And then there's some people that are not even aware that they can take this content and they can do really, really well with it, right? Sometimes you don't know what you don't know. Like many of you probably didn't know how lucrative Kindle publishing was until you kind of got exposed to it, right? So until you just kind of built up this awareness. So let's look at it. So a lot of people are talking about, yeah, absolutely, Yvonne says they need your training. So a lot of people are saying children's books and then mystery and self-help. So let's take a look at children's books here. Let me see if I can find this one. So take a look at how I position this. All right, so here, the way I'm listing it on Guru is I'm stating that it needs to be a 25-page children's story, and this can be any length that you guys want it to be, okay? It could be any page length that you want it to be. Now, if we go into the actual job post, all right, take a look at the job post here. It says, I'm looking to hire someone in the US, the UK, Australia, Canada, South Africa, Jamaica, or Puerto Rico to write a 25-page children's story for me to use on my blog. I want to dissect this paragraph right here, or this sentence here. Why do you guys think I state these countries? All right, and I want to make sure that you get this, so that's why I'm asking you these questions. Why am I saying the UK, South Africa, Jamaica, etc.? Awesome, Clint, because they're super proficient in English, right? They're English speaking, as Lisa just said. Colin, Ernest, Keith, Lana, Shannon, Neil, Dave, Mark, Linda, Rod, Jan, Gary, Karen, Vicky, Shannon, Kat. You guys all got it, all right? So, and Yuma, you just chimed in as well. I see your comment there. So yeah, absolutely. So you want folks that are going to be proficient in English to write your content because you want high quality content that you're going to be publishing, right? Does that make sense? Good stuff. And then the second part of this is to write a 25-page children's story for me to use on my blog. Why do I throw that in there? And I don't always put this in there. Sometimes it might be for me to give away or for me to use as an article. But why am I putting this part of this sentence in there? Well, because I just don't want them, I just don't feel like sharing the fact that I'm going to publish it on Amazon, which is fine. That's your prerogative. You can tell them You don't have to tell them, but that's the first reason, right? Once you sign off on this, you own the content. Once they get paid, they have gotten paid for creating the content. You now own the content. You can sell it. You can give it away. You can do whatever you want with it. You can put your real name on it. You can put a pen name on it. The second reason why I'm phrasing it this way, to write a 25-page children's story for me to use on my blog, is to get a lower price, all right? To negotiate for a better price. Because here's the thing. If I go in and I use the word book to write a 25-page children's book for me, guess what's going to happen? They're going to see dollar signs, right? Greed is going to kick in. They're going to say, okay, this guy is willing to pay a lot of money, and they're probably going to start bidding at like $5, $6, $7, $1,000. When I first published my very first Kindle book, I paid $600 to have it ghostwritten for me. I made a big mistake. You guys should not make that mistake because you know better, right? When you know better, you can do better. All right, so now take a look at this. The next thing here, we're going to move on. How many, you want to see the rest of this post here? Let me know if you guys want to see the rest of this post, or do we close this bad boy out and I go get a tuna salad because I am starving right now. All right, so let's look at the rest of the post. Here we go. So now I need this done ASAP, so please state how quickly you can get it done. When you're writing out your project post, guys, you want to be 100% transparent. You want to make sure that you're totally clear so that there's no misunderstanding between you and the person that you are going to hire, all right? So everything needs to be 100% clear. So I need this done ASAP. Please state how quickly you can get it done. We're asking them how quickly so that they can tell us, and then we can hold their feet to the fire. Hey, you said 7 days? It's now 5 days. Where are we at? How are things looking? What's the deadline looking like? All right? I'm looking for content similar to what you would find in a book like this one. So now after we've done our research in a way that Marty and Josh have shown you, you now have an example that you can give to your outsourcer. You can put this in the post, right? So now you say, hey, I'm looking for something like this because you know that this sells well. You've done your research. Let's look at the sales ranking. What did Josh tell you that the sales ranking should be when I go and scroll down here? What should it be? Oh, my computer wants to do it on its own. While you guys are typing that in, I'm going to take a sip of water here. Let me know. Let me see who has been paying attention. This is where the money is, folks. So if you know where this is, meaning the sales rank, this is where the money comes into play. 25,000 or less. Okay, let's go take a look at this. Take a look at the sales rank here. Number 64. Now, this is an anomaly. You're not going to find numbers this low all the time, right? It's like hitting the lottery. But you definitely want to be at that mark where you're at the numbers that Josh and Marty had shared with you. Okay, so now going back to the post here. So now you're going to say, I'm only looking for unique content, meaning that nothing that you turn in should be plagiarized or stolen from other sources, especially the book that we include above. So now I just put this in just to let them know, right, that I'm aware. But to be honest with you guys, I've hired hundreds of freelancers, and I have hardly ever had someone send me something that they did not create out of their own creativity in mind. All right? So don't worry about someone plagiarizing or stealing content from someone else and turning it over to you. Right? That's not going to happen. And then I go on to say that link is only for your reference and to give you an idea of what we're looking for. And then I just kind of scare them a little bit and I say, we will check, right? The story needs to be about 25 pages of high quality, entertaining content, no fluff, no filler. High quality is all you want to publish. Just good stuff. No PLR, no MRR, none of that crap. All right? Just unique stuff. When bidding, so that I know that you actually took the time to read this post and that you're not blindly bidding, please mention the words Mike Jack. All right? I might have to change that phrase, but why am I putting that in there? Why do you guys think I'm putting this in there? Joey says, do you ever add your thoughts or input in the terms of what should be in the book? Sometimes I do, Joey. Sometimes I'll write out an outline and I'll say, hey, make sure you guys include these 3 or 4 points here. And usually what I'll do is I'll ask the writer to write out the outline, and then I look at it, and if it's cool, then I let them go with it. But normally it's usually the writer providing the outline. All right, Adam says to see who read it, to see how well they follow directions. Absolutely. testing reader comprehension. Jan says all of those. I want to make sure that they're paying attention to detail, as Benita just said. I want to make sure that they're reading it, and I want to make sure, most importantly, that they can follow directions. If you can't follow directions in this simple form before I hire you, then there's no way I want to hire you. Right? So when I go in and I actually look at the bid that you put in, if you don't have the phrase Mike Jack in there, then I am not going to hire you. Why? Right? I don't need that headache. And neither do you. So do you guys get that? Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense, and then we'll move on. Awesome. Perfect. All right. Good. So everyone is saying it makes sense. Great, great, great. Richard says, I don't need that headache. Neither do I. All right. So now, getting back to this. The finished project. Now, here's where I get even a little bit more specific, because I'm going into detail as to what type of font, what size font, and everything else. So the finished project must be written in Times New Roman, 10-point fonts, no more than half-inch margins all the way around, no double spacing, and at the very beginning, the story must include 1 to 2 paragraphs, summary-wise, of what it is about, as well as 12 to 15 bullet points of what is covered. The finished report must be a Word doc, and we will own all rights to the completed work once you are fully paid. I'm going to scroll back up here, right? I'm giving them the font type. I'm telling them the font size. I don't want to leave this up to chance. I'm telling them what the margins should be like. Why do I want to do this? I'm letting them know that I don't want double spacing, right? Because I don't want someone to try to come in and take shortcuts and use 18-point fonts, right? And say, hey, here's your 25 pages. Does that make sense? You can use a specific word count as well. Yep, absolutely. Marty and Josh do that all the time, and that's a great way of doing it as well. I'm also telling them what type of font. I'm also saying, hey, don't double space this bad boy, because I don't want you to jip me out of content. Okay? Karen says 10-point is not too small for a children's book. Surprised it's not a larger font size for children's book. Karen, we can go in and enlarge that at any time once we get the content back. I'm just saying 10 points because I don't want them to give me, like I said, something back in 18 or 16 points, and then it's just a shorter piece of content. Let me know if that makes sense to you guys. And then I say at the very beginning, the story must include 1 to 2 paragraphs. Why do I ask them to include 1 to 2 paragraphs and then the 12 to 15 bullet points? Why do you think I asked them to do that? Because where am I going to use that? I'm going to use that as my Amazon listing, right? Rick, you've got a great question. I'm going to answer that in a minute. Rick says, do they deliver as a Word doc? I'm going to use that for my description. I'm going to use that when I want to sell it, right? I want to use that when, I'm looking to market this in any place, either it's on Amazon or outside. Same thing with the bullet points, right? Finished report must be a Word doc. So, Rick, there's your answer to your question. All right, now moving on. We actually need several of these types of reports, including one on productivity. So if the quality of your work is great and your prices and turnaround time are fair, we're going to hire you for all 10 or so projects. So let's stick to this right now. Why do I put that in there? Why do you think I throw that in there? That phrase. Can you guys see this little paragraph here? Incentive, says Joey. Sharice Fox says she's losing my audio. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. All right, yes, Shannon. So if they do great work, they'll get more work in the future, right? All right, to motivate them, says Chip. So they'll do a great job, says Joyce. Absolutely, because everyone, for these freelancers, just like for you, it's easier for them to work with the same person over and over again. There's stability in that. So that way they don't have to go in and find new work. And the same applies to you. It's a win-win. That way you don't have to go. You get a good writer, someone that's reliable, someone that's dedicated, someone that has high quality content. You want to stick with that person, right? I still have the same writers that I've been using for years, especially if they meet the bar. Okay, and Patty says, is the cost the same for fiction and nonfiction? Yes, I pay about the same. So I'm looking to pay about $175 per story. This is not what I actually pay. I started off high and then I go in and negotiate. Okay, So let me know if all of this makes sense to you guys. Does all of this make sense? Give me a big yes really quickly if it does. All right, thank you, Sherez and Karen and Natalie and Connie and Richard, Jan, Adam, Edith, Dan, Brad, Rohan, Cynthia. Now, do you guys want to look at some of the bids that come in? All right, Shannon says, this is great. I'm just getting ready to hire a ghostwriter. What you got, Marty?
I actually have a website what talks about how many pages like comes with the word count if you have a single space and a double space. You mind if I just share this on like Skype or something? You can pull it up and check it out.
Absolutely. That'll be perfect. You guys want to see this?
So they can see the difference of why it's important to do exactly what you're saying, like not have too much of a big font style and not to do double space.
Yep.
So I'm going to send this over to you.
Yeah, and while I'm grabbing that, Marty, if you want to answer this question, Rohan is asking, he's asking, why do we pay attention to the first and 100th book ranking? He missed the understanding on that. And let me know when you've got it on Skype. Oh, I got it here, so I'm going to go on.
So the very first book in the category indicates how much money is flowing into the category. So you want the #1 bestseller to be a super low ranking because you want to know that category is making money. You don't want to jump into a category that's not making any money or you're not going to make money. That's how important it is. So that's what we look at for the #1 bestseller. It indicates that the category is making money. The 100 bestseller determines the competition of the category. So the higher that #100 bestseller goes, the lower the competition. And the lower that the 100 bestseller goes, the higher the competition. It's like applying pressure. Does that make sense? So the #1 is about the money, the cash flow going into that category. The #100 is the competition to that category.
All right, great. Does that make sense, folks? Let me know. And I also just shared the link here in the group with you guys as well. So the link to this doc here, and you can go in and you can see here, we're talking about 25 pages here, right? That's 12,500 words single space. That's 6,200 words double space. All right. I just shared it with you guys in the chat box. So if you go into the chat box and you press the link that's there, you should be good to go. All right, awesome. All right, so now let's jump back into this. You guys are welcome, greatly welcome, Adam. So now, do you want to see some of the bids that come in? We'll let you guys direct this. Let's look at some of the bids, or do you guys want to talk about? We got time for one more thing, either looking at the bids or going back into that one to. All right, so bids, please. All right, so let's look at this here. So I'm actually going to look at all of these different postings, and I'll let you see some of the bids that come in here. All right, you're welcome, Betty. Thank you. All right, so Betty is actually in the Facebook group. So if you guys are not in the Facebook group, make sure you go in and join us at kindlecashflow.com/Facebook. kindlecashflow.com/Facebook. All right. So Bree says, what if no one bids and no one accepts your invites? You go in and you post again. Happens to me sometimes. It happens to everyone. So here's the 25-page mystery thriller story here. Take a look at some of the bids that I got. This guy is $15 an hour, $5 an hour, $5 an hour, $235, right? Let's look at this one, the children's story posting. This one was $200. This one was, I never pay per hour. Never pay per hour. It's always a flat fee, okay? This one is $150. This one is $195. This person is in Connecticut. This person is $175, $100. Normally, when I get a price like this, $175, that's like within range of my stated price. I'll go in and I'll say, hey, I'll hire you right now if you can do this for $150. And most people come back and they say, it's a done deal. Let's get started. All right, so it's that simple when it comes to negotiating. Super simple. Never overcomplicate any of this stuff, guys. All right, so now here's the science fiction story posting, right? I've got someone who bid $175. They're in Kansas. Here's another person at $200. Here's another person at $150 in Jamaica, right? Here's one person at $175 in Washington, Egypt, $200 in Maryland, All right, let's look at one of the other ones here. Florida 150, 100 here in the UK 150. So do you guys see this? Like it's very, very possible to get high quality stuff written at a very decent price, right? You have a ton of options that come in, right? For both fiction and nonfiction. And this is what we teach you guys, not only in the program, but this is what we teach you at the live event as well. This is why we encourage you to come to the Kindle Cash Flow live event, because you're just going to get an amazing experience and you're just going to get hands-on holding. So the questions that you have here that you may not have had answered, because we have so many people, right? You get that one-on-one talk time with myself, with Marty, with Josh, with our other coaches, right? And no one leaves not understanding. No one leaves the building not understanding how they take this and they really do well with it. All right. Do you pay down and I'm not sure I'm understanding your question, Linda. Do you pay down and at completion or once the writing is done? So I put the money in escrow. So what happens with that is you don't pay them, you don't release the funds until you're satisfied with the content. All right. Julia says, is Google the best place to get writers? Google is one of them. There's dozens of places, but Google is great. Philip says, and you can claim it as a tax deduction. Absolutely. Everything that I have written is claimed as a tax deduction. The same with Marty, Josh, and everyone else, right? So very smart. So guys, who here is joining us at Kindle Cash Flow Live? Give me a yes if you are there. All right? Give me a yes. And Edith, you actually put it in escrow. So when you go over to Google and you hire someone, you go over and you put your money in escrow, and Google holds on to it until you release it, okay? Kindle Cash Flow Live is April 25th and 26th. Deidre's coming. We've got Chip coming. We've got Betty Powell saying yes. We've got Fatan saying yes, all right? Yes, Jennifer's coming. And like Anik said, guys, I don't know if you missed when Anik was on or not, but you definitely, virtual is fine. We give you that option, but there is something about coming to the live event. There's some amazing things that happen when you come to the actual live event. I want to actually show you guys something, right? I'm going to show you something that is very, very cool, all right? I will join the option virtual for me as I'm in the UK. All right, so make sure you guys go in and just bear with me for 1 second because I want to show you something that's pretty cool here. But if you are on the fence between, we've got a lot of people that are actually coming, right? But if you're on the fence between virtual and live, definitely make all effort possible to come in and join us for the live event. Like I said, we have people that literally flew in across the planet to come in and join us here. And that's what you want to do as well. Right now, if you've tried everything and by no means necessary can you come in, or no means at all, I should say. I'm trying to talk and read at the same time, so forgive me if I screw this thing up. But if by no means at all you can actually come in and join us live, virtual is the next best thing, all right? Virtual is the next best thing. You definitely want to come in and join us either way, whether it's going to be virtually or if it's going to be live, all right? This is going to be something that will change your life. It's going to be something that, you will be proud to have attended. We have a lot of people who just come in and they're just proud to have that opportunity to come in, and it's not something that everyone is going to be able to do. All right. So guys, can you, maybe Marty or Josh, can one of you guys put the links into the event, the live and the virtual, into the chat box? Because we have a lot of people that are already signing up. As you guys are talking, I was over there checking, and I see where people are coming in. So that's what you guys want to do, guys. You want to make sure that you go in and you secure your spot right now. All right, we've got just a very cool event that takes place here. I was trying to show you guys a couple of very cool videos that we had taken at the event, but it doesn't look like I can find them right now for some reason. But you're just gonna have to take my word for it. I mean, this is something that like I said, we've got students that are in the Facebook group that have gotten back from this event, and they just have raved about how amazing it was. We have people that, that just missed out on it, or people that have joined us in the past and they come back a second and third time. That's where you're going to be. You're going to be one of these individuals that come back, and you not only come back, one time, but you come back 2 times and 3 times, because every time it's something different, and every time we're taking you to the next level, and each time we'll take you to the point where you are just really just scaling things up, all right? And it's a tax write-off, and it's something that is something that you should be sharing with your family. You should be sharing with your kids, with your wife. We had some people who brought their partners in with them, so bring your partner in. Okay, so now what else do you guys want to talk about as it relates to Kindle publishing? Let us know really quickly. We're going to be here for a few more minutes. What questions do you have? Type them into the chat box really quickly as you can, and we'll answer some questions. So let's see what's coming in here. How to pick the right category. Is it possible to pay using PayPal? Says Cynthia. Yeah, so here, Cynthia, I'm going to send you a email link that you can use to pay using PayPal, all right? So I just lost you, Cynthia, here. Will you give templates of some of letters? Absolutely, Edith. So we do that. So we give you the templates to use. So the project posting templates, you get that, all of those, okay? All right, so if you guys want to pay using PayPal, send an email. All right, I just entered the email address that you guys can email to pay by PayPal. What would be the typical price? HH asks. What are you asking about? Typical price for... Sean says, do you have to join? What do you got, Marty?
He was talking about an ebook. So you can price it at 99 cents to get ranking, or you can put it at $2.99, or you can go to $3.99. It's really going to depend on going to the category that you're going to publish to, and then seeing your competitors and what they're pricing their books.
Got it. Does that answer your question there? All right, so at this event, we come in, we eat lunch together, we hang out together, we have fun, we learn together. It's a really, really interesting and eye-opening event. So you guys definitely, for those of you that are already not in, you don't have much time to waste, all right? So make sure that you go in, you get in right now. Guys, I think we have pretty much answered all questions. Are there any other questions here now? When is the event, says Richard? The event is taking place April 25th and 26th. Is there an event in Toronto, says Fat? No, not now. Where exactly is the location? So it's in Maryland. Right, so you're going to be in Rockville, Maryland, it's Rockville, Gaithersburg, Maryland. They're right there on the border of each other. Cat, right now you can get in for the lowest price ever. So visit the URL. I don't want to even mention the price right now because the price is definitely going to go up. And what I don't want to do is I don't want to mention the lowest price now and then have someone watch this replay, and then by the time they get there, the price has already gone up. Okay. How long will the event be? How many hours? So Rochelle, we start on Saturday, and we also have a mastermind dinner the night before for those of you who want to come in and like have dinner with me, Marty, Josh, and just a small group of other people. You have that option. And that normally runs from like 5 till maybe about 9 o'clock at night. But on Saturday, we get started from like 9 in the morning and we go till about 5 or 6 in the afternoon. And the same thing on Sunday. All right? I mean, to access the URL, says Ruth. I missed your initial question, Ruth. Betty, that's awesome. We'd love to have you. All right, so Betty is in. So there are probably a lot of people successful with Kindle Cash Flow. Would it be good to see and hear from them? Absolutely, there absolutely is. We have a ton of people that are successful with it, and that's what I was looking for you. And if you actually go in and visit the live page, all right, Karen, you'll see those people as well. Right, you'll see a lot of testimonials. So if you want to see people that are really doing well with this program, visit the page that you see on your screen, whether you go to kindlecashflow.com/live or kindlecashflow.com/live virtual. Richard, which URL is not working for you? kindlecashflow.com/live. Join. Yes, Richard, just type it in as you see here on your screen. So kindlecashflow.com/live. All right. Can I include a number of pen names and one brand name on Amazon? For example, Ty, Joshua, Marty from KFC. You can use, are you talking about in one book? You can, but, you know, listen, there's no right or wrong with that. You definitely can. What else do we have? I'm just looking at the questions here to see if I missed anything. All right, Fadden, it's good. Fadden says he's going to be joining the event as well. Yeah, you can do that, Verzetta. I'm trying to make the purchase and it doesn't seem to be taking my card. The page doesn't change, says Vicky. Vicky, you're trying to join live or you're trying to join virtually? Can you give me your email address and phone number, Vicky? Looks like Marty got to it already. Marty's super fast in the back there. He's like answering all the questions before I get to him. Fadden says, are you sending today's presentation? Yes, we could. We definitely can send out a replay. We'll post it in the Facebook group as well. Are you guys in the Facebook group? Philip, no, don't put join in. That's why, Philip, you're getting an error at the end where it says join. Let me give you the link to So, Philip, this is the link that you want to use. All right. Share the link to the Facebook group. So the Facebook group link is kindlecashflow.com/Facebook. So just as you see it here on your screen, kindlecashflow.com, just put /Facebook and that's it. All right, Rosemary says, I just got in. All right, awesome. So Rosemary, you had a problem as well. What was the problem that you had, Rosemary, when you tried to place your order? Yvonne, you're very much welcome. Okay, the page didn't change. So great. So Rosemary, what we're going to do is give me your phone number, put your phone number in the chat box as well as your email address, and only we can see it, so no one else can see it, so you're safe there, okay? So I definitely want to check and make sure that your order did go through. We'll have someone on the team take a look at that. All right, so we've got a lot of people that are actually joining right now, which is great. You guys definitely want to get in. And here's what you're going to do. So let me just go in, and I'm going to show you guys what happens when you go over to the page. So here, we'll go to kindlecashflow.com/live first. Let me know if you guys can see my screen here. Right? Joyce says, Joyce, you have a great question. She says, what if you're just getting started and you don't have an email list or a following? You don't need either one of those things, Joyce. That's what we show you how to build up, right? So good question. So you're going to come here. You're going to see, all right, where we have a few seats left. This number is probably much less than this now because we have had so many people here on this event join. You'll get all of the information that you need here on the page. And this is to join us for the live 2-day event. You'll be able to go in, you'll listen to some testimonials there. You'll see more testimonials. You'll see that there's actually testimonials that are in a written form from people who have come in and just gotten some great results. Right, so you definitely want to get in now. So take a look at everything that we're not only teaching you, but that we're sharing with you as well. We'll give you all of these bonuses, right? So you get over $5,976 worth of bonuses. All right, so one of the first bonuses is you're going to get the 25 Hot Niches Masterclass. And in this Masterclass, we're going to literally give you on a silver platter the best niches that you can go into to start publishing to Amazon. Okay, so this right here is worth just getting in alone. Just this alone. All right. Betty says, my testimonial is still the first one. There you go, Betty. Absolutely. All right, so you get also the Kindle Cash Flow Factory Blueprint. And what this does is this helps you to, this is going to show you, I actually created this recording here to show you how you can go in and you create like a systematic way of publishing your content so that you're always churning out new content and you're making more money and more money and more money. All right, so you get this bonus as well. This is something that is highly valuable. I need to increase the price on this because this has made me just so much money that this alone is totally worth it. Just this bonus right here alone is totally worth it. And I know I said that about the last one because this one alone is just totally worth it, but this one right here is totally worth it. So now you're getting two bonuses that are totally worth just the price of coming in. All right? And then you're going to get this Done For You book funnel. This is pretty cool. I actually gave this away at the live event and people loved it. Right? They absolutely loved it. So this is a funnel that has sold 26,187 books in just 30 days. How many people would love to have access to a funnel that has sold almost 30,000 books in 30 days? All right. So Rosemary, good to have you in. All right. We've got Joyce's in as well. Good to have you guys in. Vicky, you can join us at kindlecashflow.com/live, and Josh just put the link in. Jan is in. Dawn, yes, you get some of the bonuses now, and then some you're going to get at the event as well. All right, so Dawn, go in and get in right now. Dawn, let me know once you've gotten in. I can't wait to have you there and to just, get in and meet you and answer your questions and take some cool photos as we've done. Maybe I could, who wants to see photos? We have thousands of pictures here from the last event. Who wants to see some of the photos? We have 1 million. There's just a ton of cool photos. And all right. So Rohan, what was your question? We have so many questions that are coming in. All right, so take a look. You guys get special shirts and everything. All right, so when you come in, you're going to join. So we have a ton of students that came in, and everyone got their own shirt. Can you guys see the photos here? Patty, no, not at the moment. Patty, fly over to the East Coast. You would love it. This video. Adam, we would love to have you there. All right. Vicky, if you have hit it once, you should be good to go. Did you give us your name and email address and phone number, Vicky? This lady came all the way in from Mexico. Talk about commitment. All the way from Mexico. All right, we had another guy who came in from Budapest. I think Becky here came in from Washington, so on the West Coast, if I'm not mistaken. Why, Michael Palka, I would love to interview you. This guy came from Canada. This guy came in from, I think, New Mexico, if I'm not mistaken. Or Texas. Texas is where he came in from. Hey, Michael Palka, are we friends on Facebook? Or leave your phone number here and your email address. Philip says, I'm coming from Tasmania, Australia. Awesome, Philip. We had a few Aussies that came in the last time. This young lady came from Atlanta. All right, we got a lot of repeat pictures in here, it looks like. That's my daughter, Summer, there. Kiri says, why is no one answering my question? What question was it, Kiri? Let me know. The Tassie Devil, says Philip. All right, so I'm going to close out some of these guys. All right, awesome, Michael. Thank you. I got it. So now you guys are also going to get a $200 hotel voucher, right? So this helps you out big time. Take a look at all of the success stories that we have on the page when you get in, all right? Take a look at this. This guy says he's made over $1 million in revenue here. This will be my first $5,000 month. My goal is set on getting to the $10,000 month level. I've made my 400th sale for the month. I mean, just look at some of the reviews that you see here, guys. I just published my first ebook last week. Just sold my first 5 copies this week. All right, so look at all of the reviews that are here, the testimonials that are here, and make sure you get in now because you may not be able to get in, especially at this price. It's an amazing deal right now. It's the lowest price that it's ever going to be, and we hope to see you guys soon. All right, so good to have you in. For those of you that have placed your orders already, welcome aboard. Good to have you. I can't wait to meet you in person. For those of you that may have had some issues, we're going to look at those issues to make sure that you did not place multiple orders. All right, Vicky. And we're definitely going to have someone reach out to you. All right, so Carrie, I see your question here. Let me see. So Carrie says, we are a nonprofit and we are looking for a tax-deductible donation for our foundation. All right, send an email to support@learn.com. Michael Donovan, did you go? Michael is asking, do I have a ticket? Did you place your order, Michael? And if anyone is having a problem, please send an email to support@learn.com. And last but not least, if you're not in the Facebook group, here's where you can go in and join us. So go over here to facebook.com, or actually you can go to kindlecashflow.com/Facebook. Oh, down, Michael, okay, great. Michael, yes, you do have a ticket. Right? You're in the, yes, you absolutely do. You're good to go. Right, so make sure you come over here to the Facebook group. If you guys can't find it, just go to facebook.com and type in Kindle Cash Flow Mastermind and then hit request access and we'll let you in. Right? So I appreciate your time. Marty, Josh, do you guys have anything in closing?
Thank you for coming on the webinar, guys. We hope to see you in person because it's going to be a ton of fun, high in energy, positivity, and we're going to be teaching guys so much interesting things, secret things too, and can't wait to meet you guys.
Absolutely. And let's see, Justin was asking, does the purchase form allow adding another person? Justin, I think you might have to go in and make 2 purchases, all right? Dawn, and yes, it would be awesome to get some of your friends and colleagues to join us as well. Michael, no, go ahead and book your plane or your accommodation. You're good to go. You're 100% good to go, Michael. All right? Yeah, you're good to go. All right, so what other questions do you guys have? I think we might have lost Josh. I'm going to save the Michael says, I'm pumped and excited. Same here, Michael. You're going to love it. You're going to really love it. So text me and let me know when you will call, so I'm available. Looking forward to speaking to you. I definitely will, J. Michael Palka. I just saved the questions log so that I have your number there, and we should be good to go. So, Michael, it will probably, I'll send you a text, but it will probably be tomorrow, just so that you know. And maybe, hey, Michael, can you send me a text? Josh or Marty, my screen just froze as it always does with GoToWebinar. Are you guys able to text to give Michael my number in the questions box?
Gotcha.
All right, thanks. And after that, we're going to close out, guys, and we want to make sure that everyone joins us for Kindle Cash Flow Live. Make sure you go in and you get your tickets now, because as you saw here, we are quickly selling out.
Hey Ty, which Michael?
You'll see J. Michael Palka.
Okay, I got him.
Okay.
I got his information already written down for you.
All right, awesome.
But I'll send him your number.
Yeah, and Michael, if you could send me a text, that would be awesome. So send it now once you get the number, and then we'll set something up. All right, guys, this has been fun. I'm now going to go get my salad. My wife and I, we're going on a cruise in 2 weeks. So I said, I am not going to eat any bread. I'm staying away from pasta and carbs, the bad carbs, and I'm staying away from sugars and things like that for the next 2 weeks, because I'm a kind of a thin guy, and the last thing a thin guy needs when he's in his A shirt on a cruise ship is to have a stomach, and then you end up looking like a lowercase letter B. So that's my challenge. 2 weeks, no sugar, no carbs, no bread. So it's been salads. You guys got to pray for me.
It's already too late for me. I had 5 donuts. 5 donuts today. Too late for me.
What's that? You had 2 donuts today? You're like,
I had 5 donuts.
are you serious?
I'm so sick.
You're like Summer.
I worked out and everything. I saw some donuts today. I was just like, I shouldn't do this, but I did it.
They were at Planet Fitness?
Did it. Oh, no. They were just in the house.
Oh, okay.
I hope not.
Hey, guys, that just goes to show you have to set up your environment for success. Marty's environment is obviously not set up for success. All right, have a good one, guys. We'll see you, and we'll see you at Kindle Cash Flow Live as well. I can't wait to meet you guys all. Bye-bye.
See you guys later.